But what's the outlook of the company going forward? We are joined by the CFO of the company, Mr. Mahesh Vishwanathan, joining in with us. Thank you so much, Mr. Vishwanathan, for joining in with us. And firstly, a good set of numbers in Q4. FY24 also has seen a very strong growth. What kind of revenue as well as growth guidance in terms of FY25 and margins are you targeting in FY25?
Well, normally I don't give a guidance. However, if the robustness that the economy is showing today that continues, then I do believe that we can post double-digit growth year on year. And our ambition is always to cross, has been to cross 10,000 crores by 2028. So then it should take us along that ambitions line.
What does the growth look like in terms of volume, specifically for the wires and cable segment?
Again, in the last year, wires grew about 15% in volume. Cables, where we have a very small, we start with a very small base. There we have grown almost 26% in volumes. On the communication side, all the metal-based products. So that could be LAN, that could be coaxial, that could be CCTV cables or telephone cables. There the growth was quite robust, around 10%. Where the growth was not there was on the optic fiber side, and primarily because the tenders from the government were delayed all the way up to February this year. And even now, the tender is not closed. So there was hardly any government business last year. And private business, while we do cater to Bharti and to Reliance, their contracts normally would get renewed somewhere around September, October timeframe. And that got delayed all the way to February. So that was one reason why we did not get the kind of growth we wanted on the optic fiber side. But I think going forward, that would change. The contracts with those customers have been signed off. And with the BSNL tender now coming in, and we are, of course, hoping to get some business out of that, I think there should be positive growth going forward.
Right. So with a higher government capex in infra, what is the overall domestic demand looking like, and specifically when it comes to your optic fiber products?
So on the optic fiber side, the government approved last year, the cabinet approved a spend of almost 140,000 crores. That has not happened as yet. The tender that was floated by BSNL in February this year, that the spend on that tender would be somewhere between 65 to 70,000 crores. Now that has to happen over the next 3 years after the tender is bids are open. So hopefully that should happen between 24-25 through 26-27. So that's the kind of business that one or the country can expect only from this one tender. There would be other requirements coming in later from several other states which are not funded by the center. There are about 8 to 9 states which are doing it on their own, and those would come probably at a later stage. As the country needs to, as the country wants to move into 5G and therefore have more applications possible, then the need for fiber obviously becomes paramount. And we do think that's going to be driving the top line for many companies for the years to come. So keeping that in mind, we have started investing in fiber and fiber related assets. So we first start with the optic fiber preform making. That project is halfway through. We expect the first set of preforms to be ready and available to the market by sometime towards the end of this calendar year. So I think those are actions that we are taking today to set up a preform manufacturing capacity, to increase our fiber capacity, and also to increase the cabling capacity. So all these actions are planned in a series of moments, which will get completed largely by next financial year end, and there might be some spillover into 26.
And can you shed light on what the capex plan is, what it has been for the year, what's it in store for the future?
So we had announced a capex of about 500 crores between last financial year, the current financial year, and the next one. So out of the 500 crores, about 160 has been spent. So this has been spent in equipment ordering and some civil construction that is required. Uh, we will probably spend around 280 to 300 in the current financial, and there will be a small spillover into the next financial. Where will this money go? This money goes, like I said, in the preform capacity building. So we are putting up a plant which will generate approximately 100 tons of preform per year when it is fully operational. That would be first phase. Second phase we have in the plants, but that will depend on how the offtake happens. Next to the preform, we are also increasing our fiber draw capacity. Currently, we have a fiber draw capacity of about 4 million kilometers. That we will double it to 8 million as soon as the preform facility is ready. Finally, the fiber has to be cabled. So today we have between two factories in Pune and Goa, we have a cabling capacity of about 8 million. It can consume about 8 million kilometers of fiber. We will take it up to 10 million. So this is the first, this is the series of steps that we are taking. And all this would entail an expenditure of somewhere around 220 to 240 crores. The balance of the 300 that I talked about, that will go in other applications, mainly in the Pune facility, and a small part in the Uttarakhand.
Sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Vishwanathan, for joining in with us this morning on ET Now. That's the management of Finolex Cables for you all.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.